Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to the Home Help with Jed show, where I'm your realtor and host, Jed Barnett. I am a real estate agent here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and with these videos, I just like to bring you accurate and helpful information in all things real estate so you can be informed buyers and sellers. So on today's episode, I'm gonna be talking to buyers about the steps that happen and some good tips for what happens after you get a home under contract all the way until close date. What happens in that escrow period? So this is gonna be good information. I like for my clients to be informed. I want to make the whole home buying process as predictable as possible. It just makes it easier on everyone. So knowing what's gonna happen in the future is very important and very helpful. So let's jump right in. Okay, tip number one is celebrate that you got a house under contract, but keep it short because there is a lot of work yet to be done. So sometimes that in and of itself, getting a home under contract is a huge hurdle that you've overcome, especially in a seller's market. I've made videos in the past on how to put your best foot forward to get a house under contract with your offer. So when you get one, high fives all around, way to go, celebrate, but also understand you're just starting. So there's a lot of work to be done to get to closing day and to become the owner of that property. Number two, start the clock. So as soon as you execute that contract, on the Texas contract, there are several items that are time-sensitive matters. Things like delivering your earnest and option money, when your option period expires, when the finance period expires, delivering the survey on time. So make sure that you are aware of all these dates and times. A good real estate agent is going to be keeping you in the know, letting you know what's going to happen next, when your option period expires, when finance period is up, so you know all the steps and deadlines so you do not default in any of your obligations as the buyer. So start the clock and keep a good timeline. Number three, make sure your earnest money and your option money get delivered to the appropriate people. This is really on your agent to do, but just understand that after you get a home under contract, your buyer's agent is going to be coming to you asking you for two payments.
Show me the money!
One is the earnest money, which is typically about 1% of the purchase price. So if you're buying a $200,000 home, you're gonna write a check for $2,000 to the title company. This will go towards the purchase price at close. It's just good faith money at the front of the transaction just to signal to the sellers that you intend to purchase the property. The other item is your option money. Your option period is what you're paying for with your option money. It's basically a time period in which you as the buyer can terminate the contract if you want to for whatever reason. So this is your time to kick the tires on the house, to get your home inspection. So you want to make sure the earnest money and the option money are delivered on time so you're not in default. And as a buyer's agent, I'm all over my buyers to get those two checks, whether it be handwritten checks or cashier's checks, or in 2020 it's Venmo and Zocam and all these ways to digitally transfer money, but that's super important that you get earnest and option to where they need to go on time. Step number four, schedule your home inspection right away. As soon as you get a contract on your house, the very next day is day one of your option period. So that is when you want to get on the phone, call a home inspector, get them scheduled to go inspect the property. The reason you want to do this right away is because you want to allow plenty of time within your option period, which is typically about 10 days, to get your home inspection done, to have any additional contractors or tradesmen visit the property if needed, like electricians or roofers, to collect quotes, things like that. Put your repair amendment together, anything that you want to request that the sellers fix before you purchase the property. This is your time to get all that settled, and you want to make sure that's all completed within your option period. So that's really important that right away you call the home inspector and get them in there as fast as possible. Step number five, once you get a contract on your house, you're going to want to connect with your lender. As soon as I get a contract on a house, I get all documents sent to my buyer's lender, but still you as the buyer need to connect with your lender, reach out, make sure that they have everything that they need to get the loan process started in underwriting. Sometimes they will come to you and ask for additional documents during this time that you're under contract. So just be on the ball with your lender. It's very important that you get the deal funded. It's very important that the lender has everything that they need. Number six, communicate. Now is not the time to take a remote mountain vacation where you can't be reached. Now is not the time to be unresponsive. You as the buyer are going to be contacted by so many different parties during this time period that you need to be able to respond to emails, text messages, and phone calls. You're going to get contacted from title company people. You're going to get contacted by your agent, lenders, inspectors, appraisers, contractors. So it's just important that you're responsive. You're helping the entire team move the ball down the field to get you to closing day. So don't turn your phone off. Make sure you're talking to your agent, your lender. Make sure that things are getting taken care of, and err on the side of over communication. It's just so much better that way. Step number 7, at some point your lender is going to order an appraisal on your property. So once you're past your option period, the next major hurdle is the appraisal. Basically, your lender doesn't want to loan you more money than what the property is worth, so they hire a third party to go in and put a value on the property. In some contracts, the appraisal opens up another point for negotiation. For example, if you bought the house at this price and it appraised for here, you don't want to pay more than what the property is worth. So sometimes when the appraisal happens, there is some negotiation that's opened up between buyer and seller, but you just want to be aware that an appraisal is something your lender is going to require. Number 8, the final walkthrough on your property. So this needs to happen about a week before you close. You want to go check the house out again, essentially. Hopefully by this point the sellers are out or mostly out, the home is empty. You just want to go through the home. One, you want to make sure that all the items that you requested the seller repair are completed to your liking, and also just make sure nothing major has changed with the house. Really just a final walkthrough to make sure all is well before you move on to closing day. And last, you want to take a look at your closing disclosure. 3 days prior to close, you will be given a closing disclosure from the title company, and this is basically all the numbers. It's the final numbers before you go sit at closing day and sign the papers. So you really want to look over those, make sure all is well, make sure everything is accounted for. Now is your time to ask questions. Just make sure everything's good so that when you go to closing day, there are no issues that pop up right before you're about to sign the papers and get your house. So that's pretty much it, you guys. That's what happens from the time you get a contract on a house up until closing day. Some other issues can pop up, so that's why you hire real estate professionals to walk you through the process, to help you through all these steps. So this doesn't have to be something that you have to be thinking about. Again, I like all my buyer clients to be fully aware of the process, and I want everything to be predictable. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen before it happens. So you're always aware, you're always informed as a buyer, so you know you're making good, sound decisions. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this helpful, I would so appreciate a thumbs up or a comment. Please share this video if you would think a friend or a family member might benefit from it. And as always, if you're looking to buy a home or sell a home in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'd love to have a conversation with you and help you out in that regard. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode. See you later.